So,
Should we stop recording and start it again?
maybe. Hey guys, I'm Shay.
I'm Sam.
I'm Mom.
And today we are going to be discussing The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey.
After the first wave, only darkness remains. After the second, only the lucky escape. And after the third, only the unlucky survive. After the fourth wave, just one rule applies: trust no one. Now it's the dawn of the fifth wave, and on a lonely stretch of highway, Cassie runs from them, the beings who only look human, who roam the countryside killing anyone they see, who have scattered Earth's last survivors. To stay alone is to stay alive, Cassie believes, until she meets Evan Walker. Beguiling and mysterious, Evan may be Cassie's only hope for rescuing her brother, or even saving herself. But Cassie must choose between trust and despair, between defiance and surrender, between life and death, to give up or to get up.
So, what were your initial thoughts, starting with Mom?
Initially, I really liked it, but then I thought it got kind of cheesy.
I liked it all the way through, pretty much. Especially at the end, it got very action-y when things are blowing up.
Action-y?
Action-y.
Surprisingly, I actually wasn't a fan, but I thought I would be because I've always liked action-y, survival stories. I like action-y survival movies, and I think this is the first book that I've read that was action-y survival, I think, and I really did not like it. I don't know if it was because of the story, because the story was okay, or if it was the writing, which was also okay. I don't know. I just didn't like it.
What do you think would have made it better?
Well, for one thing, Cassie and Evans' story not being in it would have made it better. I'm pretty sure, which is funny because originally I didn't know that this book was from two points of view, basically, because it goes from Cassie to Ben. I didn't care that much about Cassie's part of the story. I just wanted to know about Ben's part because his was the one that was actually interesting, and hers was just, I'm walking through the woods, I get shot, I end up in somebody's house, and then she hangs out in their house for half the book.
Making out with the guy.
Making out with the guy. Which is so weird. But Ben's story was actually interesting. There was action, and it was the military training stuff. I actually liked that.
See, now, I didn't mind Cassie and Evan's story because it wasn't insta-love.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Oh, my gosh.
20 minutes.
It took 2 pages.
Over weeks, though.
I thought it was just a week.
No, she was there for weeks.
Oh.
Weeks.
But see, I
wrote that down specifically.
But I didn't know, for some reason, I guess it didn't click that it was over the course of weeks, so it seemed like insta-love to me.
It may have been for him.
That's true because
he loved her as soon as it was love at first sight.
That's so weird.
He did say that she had been there a week before she woke up.
Yeah,
but I don't really count.
You can't fall in love with someone if they're unconscious.
Well, that's true.
She was there for weeks awake before she really
didn't realize it was that
started
long.
warming up to him.
Time.
I wrote down I wasn't really into the first 250 pages.
Out of what, 450?
457. So more than half the book, I was like, is it over yet? Is it over yet? Is it over yet?
Oh.
And I'm sorry, you liked Cassie and Evan. I was rolling my eyes constantly because their lines were so cheesy.
Now,
so cheesy.
I don't know that I liked it, but I liked the fact that it wasn't, they were together for a day and making out. It was weeks.
I guess.
It really
just
was.
felt like a day.
I don't know. It's just nobody talks like that.
So she should have just shot him and left.
Or just gotten out of there.
Well,
See, but that's the thing. That's the thing with me. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. But I feel when Evan first came into the picture, I was like, there's something off about this guy. But I was thinking he was gonna be more like Kathy Bates in Misery, where he ties her to the bed and has her as a prisoner or something. I was thinking that for the longest time, and when it didn't happen, I was surprised.
Yeah, I was too.
Because he just has that creepy vibe.
I've been alone for so long.
And then it's you saved me, and I'm just
And do you think that he was initially the very first part of the book in 1995, when it first opens, it talks about this pregnant woman,
right,
who she has this dream about an owl, and then her baby basically is taken over by an alien.
Yeah.
Okay, so I bet that was Evan.
Probably.
Probably.
I didn't really think about that, but then again,
Yeah.
it wasn't like that's not really a big shock to me, I guess.
Wow, it was.
It's not like when I found out Evan was an alien, which I kind of guessed the whole time.
Well,
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was like, oh, he was the baby at the beginning of the book.
But to me, it completed a circle because
Okay,
it was
yeah.
like they talked specifically about this baby being
Yeah.
implanted by this alien who was going to wake up 12 or 14 years later.
Right.
This alien. So when he was talking to Cassie about how when he woke up, all of a sudden he just
Was there.
felt different and
Yeah.
it was different and
Yeah.
was there. So it just completed the circle to me that was him.
And really, for me, like, actually, when I first started reading the book and I read that, like, prologue part, I thought it was really cool, and I thought it was written really well. But then, and I mean, I liked the beginning of the book, but then I actually stopped reading it, like, probably 100 pages in to read The Darkest Minds. So maybe I just got out of it or something, but it just seemed
Got
like...
into a different survival book.
That's true. But it just seemed like the rest of the book was just a chore to read.
I really like how Rick did the whole invasion because that's probably how it's really going to be if there's an alien
How it's really going to be
invasion
when there's an
someday.
alien invasion.
It's not going to be little green men coming and say, "Take me to your leader." They're not going to come say hello. They're just going to invade and be here and just wipe
Probably
everybody
not,
out.
yeah, and probably not interact with us at all.
Yeah.
They're just gonna be floating above us.
Especially if they just want our planet and not anything
Always
with us.
watching Wazowski.
I also liked how Rick wrote the different voices because they were all
They were
unique.
different. Yeah, which
And,
a lot of times that doesn't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. And I didn't have trouble going from one to the other.
Yeah, even though it didn't even say whose point of view it was. Like there,
You
it
could
didn't-
tell.
Yeah, you could tell. Either from like their surroundings or even just what they were doing.
He as opposed to she.
Well, no,
Right.
I just mean like with Ben, he was talking about the military base. With Cassie, she was
Right.
talking about
Being
in the house.
alone in the woods
Yeah,
and
yeah. And then
in a strange house.
also, I don't like. I kind of got from the first time you read from Ben's point of view or Zombie's point of view. I like it never said his name, and so I think it was almost supposed to be like a shock when you found out his name was that it was Ben. But
Because she had already said that he was dead.
Yeah.
right,
So we are supposed
Well,
to think
she
he's
said
dead.
But-
he is dead.
but I was like, oh, cool, we're reading from Ben's point of view now. But then when I saw that he never answered when someone was like, "What's your name?" and he didn't answer, I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to know it's Ben's point of view.
See, at the very beginning, I was like, wait, who's what? I'm really confused. And then as it got out, I was like, okay, this has to be Ben. And then at the very end, I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally
Ben
Ben.
perish.
Right, Ben. Right.
And he didn't.
He didn't.
He didn't perish.
Oh my god.
Evan is Cassie's silencer. What a jerk. Because he let her on and didn't tell her, and then she finds out.
And that's why I was thinking it was going to be some creepy thing, because I kind of was like, he's probably the one that shot her, and then he brought her to his house after he wounded her. And so that's why I was thinking he's going to be like some crazy stalker, lonely guy that keeps her, like, kidnaps her. See, that would have been a cooler story, I think, is if she had to escape the house. I would have thought that was
That
cool.
would have been.
And then did she have two people, or two antagonist kind of deals?
It was very awkward when the alien boyfriend met the previous crush.
That was funny.
Yes.
Because he knew who Cassie
Yeah, Evan
who
knew
he
who Ben was.
because of Cassie's journal.
Yeah, that he
So
read
awkward.
when she
But
was.
Ben didn't
just
know
like-
that she liked him, so that made it even more
Yeah.
awkward. Because
Yeah.
he didn't even know who she was. Like, he was like,
He vaguely.
vaguely, yeah. And she
Yeah.
was like, I was in your chemistry class or whatever, but he's just
we
like...
rode the bus
He knew
together.
of her, but he
And
didn't
then,
know
or
her.
yeah, or then the part where she's like, remember when we were on the bus when we were younger, and my brother was just born, and then like your sister was born like the week before,
Right.
and he's just like, huh? Yeah, I wrote Evan and Cassie annoyed me, and when I wrote it fast because I just wanted to get it down, but I really meant to say that Evan and Cassie really annoyed me. I had to put that in there. I would have run out of space if I'd written all that, so I didn't. It did surprise me, though, at the end when Ben and his squad were on the mission, that Resnick was the sniper. I did not expect that.
No, I wasn't either because I was still under the assumption that they were shooting actual aliens until they took out their.
Right, but him and Ringer had taken him out before they got to the sniper, and so.
Oh, that's right.
And so even then.
That's right.
Yeah, and so then I was like, okay, so it's not an alien. The sniper's not an alien. But then it turned out it was an alien because it was Resnick.
A
and
real
Resnick
alien.
is an alien.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And
Oh yeah, and going back to the whole thing where Evan is Kathy Bates from Misery, I said I don't like Evan and I don't know if I'm supposed to. So I guess I was supposed to.
Yeah, you were supposed to like Evan.
I didn't though.
Because you ended up being a good alien. You just wanted to be human.
You just want to be loved. Okay, so anything else as far as the book goes?
the whole book reminded me of The Host by Stephanie Myers.
Yeah,
I didn't read that.
I didn't read it, but I watched the movie.
I didn't see it either.
Oh, it's on Netflix. Okay.
I really liked Ringer.
Yeah, she was cool. No? Not so much?
I don't know. She just seemed to me like a punk kid.
Well, she was.
She
But
was,
she was
but
a,
She's a little punk.
It's because I'm a mom, I think.
she
I
was
just
a
want to
leader
slap her.
type
Yes.
character.
You're such a mom.
And she's a strong female character.
She needed to be disciplined
She
better
was
when
a
she
brat.
was. But there's always has to be some angsty and tough.
I don't know.
She was the emo character with her long black hair.
Yeah.
She had to give Ben a run for his money. Okay.
She had to give Ben a love interest.
Okay. Goodreads score. What did Mom give?
3.
3?
4.
I said it was 3, and then I lowered it to 2. So like 2.5-ish for me because I just. But
I'll read the other ones.
Well, and I will too.
Yeah, I
It's
won't.
just because I want to know how they save us, how they save Earth.
Well, let me know when you guys find out. So last night we went and saw the movie, and so now we're gonna talk about the movie.
I was not a fan.
Nah.
Me neither. It wasn't good. The movie seemed way too long in the sense that I was sitting there just like wanting it to be over, but it never like would get over.
I
But it
kept
was
playing in my chair.
But it was too short in the sense that I feel like they skipped around so much, or they skipped so much stuff, and it was like 1 minute, like Sam is getting to the camp, and then suddenly they're out shooting the aliens. Like I feel like there was a lot of
That's why I
training
don't
that
think
didn't
it is-
happen.
Supposed to be months.
Yeah, and it all just felt like it happened in way too short of a time span.
It was very first Twilight-y.
I think that they started it all wrong to begin with. They should have started it in 1995, the way the book started.
Oh yeah, because the reference
the baby.
with the reference with the owl didn't mean anything
Yeah,
to someone
exactly.
who hasn't read the
Right.
book.
I didn't like how Evan wasn't the one to shoot her.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if they did that on well obviously they did it on purpose. They didn't do it on accident. But I wonder if they did that for a reason.
And I don't know what that is because
Probably just to make him even more of a hero or whatever.
maybe they thought that people would like him less.
A more believable hero.
Oh, I don't think I can like him less. He could have played Edward in Twilight! Again, with Cassie and Evan, their scenes just made me cringe. Like, every time I was just like, oh, this is so awkward, or, oh, just made me uncomfortable. It was just, I don't know, I hated it. And again, every time Ben's parts came up, I liked those because they were so much more action-y, and I'm pretty sure that the guy that played Ben was probably, in my opinion, the only good actor in the entire movie, besides the kid. I thought the kid was really good, and Ben was good, and I thought the rest of them sucked bad.
Teacup was cute though.
No, but she wasn't in it enough.
That's
to
true.
really like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I did like. There was one thing about Cassie and Evans' part that I liked. I liked Evans' fight scenes. They were just. I mean, they were obviously overtly choreographed, but I just loved how he was just so nonchalant. He's just like boom, 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 and he's just like.
I
yeah,
thought it
I'm
was
cool.
very vampire versus werewolf in Twilight.
And this is coming from a girl who likes Teen Wolf, which has extremely awful, cheesy fight scenes.
I
So
haven't
maybe
seen it.
they were awful, cheesy, and I just didn't notice because they're actually like way above what I see on Teen Wolf. But I don't know.
That could be.
And then another thing that really bugged me about the movie was that Resnick was a girl, and
Yes.
not as prominent as she was. I don't. It's so confusing. How do I refer?
I don't know.
As it was in the book, because in the book he was in it a lot, and he definitely played a different part than the girl Resnick in the movie. She was more
Yeah.
like Dr. Pam. Like when I was reading the book and Resnick's part, I pictured Resnick as Coach from Teen Wolf, which neither of you will get who that is.
No.
But I'll show you some clips of him after this because
Okay.
I think you will agree with me. Those of you that have watched Teen Wolf know what I'm talking about, and I think you'll agree with me. Yeah, hated the movie. Hated the book a little bit less, but not much less. What about you?
I was missing the whole thing about the green eyes.
Oh, the bombs? Yeah.
I thought those would have looked really cool.
And in the book, we know that the military are the aliens when they blow up the camp.
Maybe that's what they didn't want.
I think that's what it was that they didn't want you to know until the way end.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was they just shot everybody.
They were making the movie for people that have not read the book.
We found out that they were aliens in the book at the camp, but
Or were suspicious.
No, because they had the things. But people watching the movie would have come to the same conclusion that we did just watching the movie as opposed to reading the book. So it would have been the same.
I thought they could have been really cool special effects if they had put them in there. Even if they were only putting them in at the end.
Yeah.
When they were blowing everything up.
Yeah, you didn't see any of it anyway.
You didn't see any of it. So I could give the movie 2 out of 5 stars as opposed to my book of 4 out of 5.
Oh. So you really liked the book and you really did not like the movie?
Did
because
not
it was
like
cheesy
the movie.
or because it followed the book pretty closely. But
I didn't feel like it did.
We didn't like the movie.
No.
Okay.
Next month, we are reading Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. So this is a book about a violinist named Etta, and she ends up on the ship of Nicholas, who is a time traveler. And together they are trying to get this stolen object before this evil, powerful family does. And at the same time, Etta is trying to figure out how to get back home. So this is a book we're going to be doing next month, and I'm very excited because it is very pretty.
Yes.
The jacket and
The naked book.
the naked book.
Cool.
So very
Naked book.
pretty, both together, very pretty.
Alright, so that is it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you next time with another video, and we will see you again at the end of next month when we do our next book club video where we will be reviewing Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. Woo! Okay, so bye.
Bye!
And that's Cameron.
Mom!
Sam.
That's what you told me to do.
Really?
Just don't look at me.
You told her to do that?
I told her to lift her phone up after we lift our books up.
Yeah, but she's like...